A very good evening to all of you. Today I am shifting to the third chapter, Human Resource Planning. The objective of this chapter is first, definition of human resource planning, objectives of human resource planning, the process of human resource planning, managing the forecast demand surplus, growing importance of human resource planning. Now, what is human resource planning? Human resource planning can be defined as the process of ensuring the right number of qualified people into the right job at the right time to deliver the results in an efficient and effective manner. Am I audible now? Yes? Yes, Hina?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is the system of matching the available resources either internally or externally with the demand and the organization expects to have over a period of time. The process of human resource planning includes the action plan to be followed so as to have the required resources in place. Now, you have to plan in the organization how to proceed. The process of HRP starts with understanding and the organizational objectives and translating them into a schedule of employees' requirement over a period of time. Now, the device plan is to secure right resources to meet the requirement. It is the responsibility of HR department to ensure a balance in the management of human resource. Now, for example, many IT firms in India made job offers to large number of graduates from the top university in India. When the IT market plummeted, they were not able to honor their commitments. When the demand for the IT products and services contracted, this organization overburdened and they had to stop. So, organization has to take the HRP to ensure the right resources available. The concept of HRP is clear. Next, we come to, now you see, the human resource is a process personally reviewing HR requirement to ensure that required number of employees with the required skill available when they are needed. Okay, required number of skill, it is a systematic process, systematically process reviewing HR requirement to ensure that required number of employees with required skills are available when they are needed. Now, what is the objectives of human resource planning? Now you see, first, to maintain the required quantity and quality of human resources. What is quantity and quality? Yes, not to pick anyone, but in the recruitment process, we have to take quality. We have to plan out what quality, where it is required. This can be done through job analysis. Next, to forecast the turnover and attrition rates. In planning only, we have to make a point how many people are leaving, how many people are going to leave the job, or that we have to forecast. Before seeing the resignation letter, we have to make the planning. हो सकता है ये छोड़ेगा वो छोड़ेगा. Then to plan to meet the organization human resource needs at the time of expansion or diversification. To foresee the effects of technological changes on the requirement for human resource and to provide for the same. This is not in your PPT. You know, when technological changes took place in 1986, many bank employees, they left the job because they had to work in computer. They did not know computer. Though they were sent for training in Madras, but many people left. Technological change and the requirement for human resource and to provide the same. Then to develop the existing human resource to match the human resource requirement for the future. Then to optimize staffing in the organization. Then to utilize the human resource effectively and efficiently. To estimate the value of human resource and the contribution to the organization. Now, there is a model for human resource planning. First, objective of organization plan. Identify future human resource requirement. Compare with the HR inventory. Then that is divided into two. Determine the number of level and critical of vacancy. Analyze the cost time involved in managing the demand. Choose the resource and the method of the requirement. Opposite way we have determine the redundant numbers, analyze the cost and time required for managing the surplus, where we have either redeploy, finding out कि कम लोग हैं तो we have to recruit, and when we find there is excess we have to retrench. Clear up till here? Yes?
Ma'am, we are still seeing the objectives of human resource planning slide.
Till it is here, I just reviewed objective till objective only. Now I'm coming to next slide.
Okay, fine. This is clear, ma'am.
Right. Now you see, strategic planning of human resource externally and internally. Human resource planning, just which I said just now, after the objective, forecasting human resource requirement. A manager can forecast. Just I said, हाँ यहाँ इतना लोग लग सकता है, यहाँ ये छोड़ सकता है. Then comparing requirement and availability. Forecasting human resource availability. From where to bring. That you can see is divided. Comparing requirement and availability, the middle point you're seeing in the slide is divided into three. First, human resource planning is divided into two first. Then we have to compare with forecasting and availability. You are seeing the arrows? Yes? Yes, Hina?
Yes,
See?
ma'am, we are.
Then in comparing requirement and availability is divided into 2, 3. Class चल रहा है sir. Demand equals to supply, surplus workers, shortage of workers. Demand equal to supply. Where you have demand, you see everywhere, तो तुरंत तुरंत supply देना पड़ता है, which has no actions. Surplus of workers, which 1 minute. अब है सर हम क्लास ले रहे हैं, हाँ क्लास लेके बात करते हैं. Surplus of workers, where you see restricted hiring, reduce hour, early retirement, layoff, downsizing, which I am dealing in this chapter. Next is storage of workers, recruitment and selection. बहुत जगह रिक्रूट करके रख दिया जाता है and we keep it in hand and we will call them. Clear? Clear with this picture? External and internal environment of human resource planning? Yes? Clear all
Yes,
of you?
ma'am.
Please, Hina or Anuj, whoever it is. Shall I shift to next?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we come to human resource planning at different levels. First, we see the corporate level planning. Considers the changing market situation. It considers strategic plan of the organization, technological changes and anticipated, etc. Issues discussed at this level are the employment policy, welfare policy, development policy. Now you see, in corporate level HRP takes into consideration the changing market situations, strategic plans of the organization, technological changes, etc. in macro level. These are influenced like any other corporate level plans by the philosophy and culture of the organization. The role of human resource planning in this level is to identify the broad policy issues relating to human resource. Various issues discussed at this stage are employment policy, welfare policy. Here we see that understand the specific business objective and their priorities are based on overall strategy. Customers' responsibility and accountability also is taken care of. Identifies the alternative and achieving business objective. Then we have intermediate level planning. Intermediate level planning is a strategy business unit level, as we call it as SBU. HR planning at this stage is done based on the corporate level HR plan. The decision here should complement the decision at the higher level and help the SBU achieve its goals and objectives. HR planning, at this level includes determining the recruitment, layoff strategy, and retaining strategy. Now, operation planning includes plan for training and development, recruitment, etc. And planning is here also is critical. Now, planning in the short-term activities includes management, day-to-day activities like grievance handling, planning at this level and the operation level are very critical because these plans practically ensure the success or failure of the corporate plan. And if these plans fail, the corporate plan will also likely to be fail. Now you see, in the corporate level strategy identifies the portfolio business that in total comprise the company and the way in which these businesses relate to each other. Here we see diversification strategy implies that the firm will expand by adding new product line. Vertical integration strategy means the firm expand by perhaps producing its own raw material or selling its products direct. Consolidated strategy means the firm expand producing own raw material or selling its product direct. Consolidation strategy reduces the company's size. Geographical expansion strategy takes the company abroad. Now, business level and competitive level strategy identify how to build and strengthen the business long-term competitive position in the marketplace. Also, business long-term competitive position in the marketplace. Cost leadership. Enterprise aims to become the low-cost leader in an industry. Differentiation. A firm seeks to be unique in its industry along dimensions that are widely valued by buyers. Focus. A firm seeks to carve out a market niche and compete by providing a product or service customer can get in no other way. Then functional strategies identify the basic course of action that each department will pursue in order to help the business and attain the competitive goals. Now, up till here it is clear. Now you see, this I said previously, just I said this, but I didn't show you the PPT. It is the human resource planning model. First, I dealt with you organization plans and objective. Oh, sorry, I wanted to remove this. Just a second. Organization plans and objectives. Identify the future human resource requirement. All this I have already finished. Compare with current HR inventory. That is how much people you need and all. This is divided into two. Determine the number, level, and criticality of vacancies. Analyze the cost of time involved in managing the demand. Choose the resources and methods of recruitment. Determine the redundant numbers. Analyze the cost and time required for managing surplus, redeploy, and retrenchment. Clear? Yes, Hina? This was the thing which I was asking that time. Now it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you? Up till here it is clear. Now process of human resource planning. First is assessing current human resource and making an inventory. That is the first step in HRP. We have to make an inventory. We have to analyze the impact of organization strategies and objectives on different units of the organization in terms of human resource requirement, involving the line managers in determining the human resource needs of the respective department, then forecasting, matching the current resource, and developing the action plan. First, assessing current human resource and making an inventory. The first step in HRP is the assessment currently available in the organization. An extensive job analysis will provide the necessary inputs for this assessment. We are going to study job analysis next class. Once the assessment is complete, an inventory of the resource can be compiled in terms of knowledge, skill set, and qualification. One of these inventory report is prepared and next HRP exercise is taken. The HR inventory can be prepared using, we can say, HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System, enables easy storage and access of information regarding employees. That is nowadays we are using in the computer only, like the leave balance, which have an implication on day-to-day working. So HRIS is active in all the places now. Next, forecasting. Future needs are compared with the current availability. Forecasting, you have already studied, I think, in QM, time series analysis, regression analysis, and productivity ratio. By these three methods, we have to forecast the job market, we have to forecast the people, how much we are needing. Then we come to matching the inventory with the future requirement. After all the fraud process, all the three process, we have to match. For example, if the current inventory exists the future requirement, the natural attrition cannot bring down the resource to match the future. That time we either redeploy or we retrench have to be taken care. Either we have to recruit or we have to retrench. Now you see forecasting technique. Zero-based forecasting uses current level at starting point, determining the future staffing needs. Planning, organizing staffing. Then bottom-up approach, each level of organization starting with lowest, forecast its recruitment to aggregate of employment needs. Then mathematical model, assist in forecasting. Relationship between sales, demand, and number of employees needed is positive one. Simulation technique, that is, this technique you have learned in some of the methods of job analysis. That is, create an artificial situation and then this technique is used. We will also learn this technique in performance management appraisal, and job analysis. With techniques experimenting with real world situation through a mathematical model. This is the one just graph I have shown. Here the number of employees, here the sales in 1000. Estimate number of kinds of employee that will need the future day. This I am shifting. Now, all this up till here it is clear. Now, major question is managing the forecasted demand supply. First, future managing future demand decision on employing permanent or temporary staff. This always depending on the nature of the work can be outsourced. You have demand, but you cannot recruit. You have no money to pay. So you can use temporary staff. Decision on training an existing staff to fill the demand. Or you can do this also. You have to train somebody. You need somebody well versed in accounts, but you're not finding a suitable one. So that's junior people who have, you will train and include the staff or train the staff. Next is managing future surplus. That is, natural attrition will help for reducing less number of employees. Suitable action has to be taken for reducing number of staff. Now I'll come to how to manage surplus of employees. Restricting hiring employees who leave are not replaced. Reduce our early retirement layoff. Creative recruitment, compensation incentive, premium pay is one method. Training program, prepare previously unemployment well people, different selection standard for current criteria. This is shortage of workers forecasted. Previously surplus of employee. Now I will deal in detail. Dealing with first retrenchment. You know the word retrenchment. That is termination of employee due to his or her job becoming redundant. That is, you don't need that employee. An employee is said to be retrenched when it's his or her job becomes redundant and employee either cannot offer the employee any alternative position or any alternate position offered by the employee is not accepted by the employee. Retrenchment is usually permanent. आपको जरूरत नहीं है. मान लीजिए at this lock time period many people are being retrenched. ये जो हो रहा है, people are coming out from other states because they are terminated. You can say they are terminated. Yes or no? As the people are coming out
Yes,
from
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yes. This is one a burning example of retrenchment. Then come outplacement. Outplacement which employees are friendly with you. Employees are friendly with you, but are looking at reducing the manpower may provide outplacement service to the surplus employee. They search for other employment opportunities for their displaced employee and offer them assistance in getting the new job. Assistance might be in terms of preparing the resume, helping the employee to prepare for interview, etc. This gesture from the organization helps the employee. It also helps the organization in winning the goodwill of the employee even during the bad times. Now you see, I will give you a burning example in 2008 when it was a recession period. I think you all heard of that. Many small companies, what they did to have the confidence of the people, they helped them to join the other companies. I'll just name one company was Efficacy in Bangalore. Efficacy was closing down. What Efficacy did, he Efficacy company prepared all the employees in his organization and arranged the interview for Accenture and another IT company as Cognizant. They took the interview and Efficacy helped them in joining. That is one of the main measure of outplacement. Here, then comes layoff. Layoff can be either temporary or permanent. Organizations resort to layoff when the demand of their products or services has gone down and the supply cannot be maintained at the existing laborers or existing level. Temporary layoffs were common till few decades, but are still prevalent in unorganized sectors. This method of reducing the manpower in any place of work affects the morale of the employee and the commitment level go down. Proper human resource planning can be minimized by this layoff situation. Now, layoff is also a burning situation now. Previously it was temporary, but now it has become very active. Other day I met few laborers coming with bag and baggages from Ara. They are coming walking. I inquired, what happened? आप लोग चले क्यों आए? बोला 2 महीने के लिए हम लोग को बोला घर पे रहो, फिर हम लोग बुला लें. That is layoff. That is separation. They might be called due to this pandemic situation, layoff karana pada. Okay? Then leave of absence without pay. 1 minute. Leave of absence without pay, employees can look for new job or come back to the organization after their leave period. That is one of the methods of temporary cost cutting, especially during difficult time, is leave of absence without pay. Organizations resort to this method when they undergo some major changes. Employees have the options of either coming back to the same organization after the leave period or looking job during the leave period. This is also active in the pandemic situation. Then loaning. During slack period, when the organization do not want their middle or top level managers to stagnate or leave the company, loaning is suitable option. जैसे हम लोग ब्लैंक लोन देते हैं, उसी तरह वर्कर को लोन दिया जाता है दूसरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. They can loan their managers for a special period of time to other organization, usually government or quasi-government. The employees work on project with these issue organization but continue on the role of the parent organization. Here I'll cite an example जब आईआईटी खुला आपका गुवाहाटी में, उस समय आईएसएम के रजिस्टर को लोन किया गया आईआईटी में टू स्टार्ट आईआईटी there. That means he was loaned. I still remember that person, some Mr. Basu, Dr. Basu. He was loaned there for the IIT opening. That is long back case I'm citing. Employee work on project with these organizations but continue on the roles of the parent organization. The terms and conditions during this loan period are decided upon the mutual discussion and the employee return on his parent organization. Then work sharing, this is another concept by which loyal and dedicated worker can be retained in the company even during the slack period. This is more suitable for the employees at the organization level and lower level of management. Two workers share the job and salary of one. Basically, they operate in shorter shift and take home corresponding lower salaries. Clear? Next, reduce work hours. 6-8 घंटा को 4 घंटा या 5 घंटा कर देना. Workers agree to be paid less and put in fewer hours for work to avoid their colleagues being retrenched. Early and voluntary retirement, one of the techniques to get rid of aging employees. Prime target, many BCCL people have made this VRS. Heavy amount they take and they sit back. Prime target are the employees who are just a few years away from retirement. Separation of employees from organization due to resignation or retirement, that is attrition. Now, these I'll just HRP helps in planning current trends, and now all of you just have to close down. I'm giving you one question. Assignment. Assignment is citing example, how will you manage your surplus manpower in this pandemic situation? You will refer to the pandemic situation and you will cite examples of all whatever dealing with surplus manpower. Understood, all of you? Yes? Yes, all of you. Nobody is responding. Yes, you understood my question. You all understood my question, participants.
Can you repeat the question once again? Citing the example of the current situation.
Citing examples of current situation, how will you manage, how other companies are dealing with a surplus manpower? जो अभी surplus
Okay.
manpower को पढ़ाए हम,
Mhm.
उसमें आप पेंडेमिक सिचुएशन से कोरिलेट करके असाइनमेंट भेजोगे मेरे मेल आईडी पे. क्लियर?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Okay. Now Manish sir is already there. I'm stopping the class.